This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Don Brennan, along with John Scalzi, who returns. The prodigal son returns.
Always returns. On a weather day, too. This is kind of neat. We have actually a chance of rainfall today, which is something a lot of us have forgotten what it even looks like, you know.
I saw clouds yesterday. It was cloudy, not just, white puffy clouds,
right,
but dark clouds. Like, wow, that's
something's going on, right? Yeah, we have a cold front that's sinking south. Actually, a series of cold fronts this week. It's going to bring us some big changes in our weather. And for today, we have the threat of even some thunderstorm activity across the region. Big storms to the north, actually, though currently none of them look terribly menacing, not as much as they did a few hours back. We still have a tornado watch up for parts of North Florida. As far as our area goes, well, I'd expect about a 70% chance of a shower or a thunderstorm, possibly even an isolated severe storm, and it'll be a breezy day today with temperatures in the upper 70s. We'll have a complete forecast for you coming up in a few. Don?
Thank you, John. Taking a look at roadways. Right now it's dry, so maybe it's better to hit the road now. And everything is moving along without any issue in Manatee County. That is looking good. You see the bridges from Palmetto into Bradenton and vice versa looking good. There is a bit of a hot spot on 301 just south of University, as you both north and southbound. 301 just south of University. Not an accident or any kind of delay that we can see, but it is somewhat of a log jam there. And then also, well, the rest of the county is looking good. No issues at this point other than that one. Now, topping our news this morning, the former Gee Whiz Museum is causing concerns for the city of Sarasota, which is now debating whether to maintain the building, demolish it, or just leave it be. ABC 7's Ray Collins has the story.
It's been about 5 years since there was any activity inside the old Gee Whiz Museum. Financial problems led to a default of the lease agreement, and the place has sat vacant now for several years.
I did take my older grandchildren years ago, and it was always packed.
This grandmother is sad the place across the street on the waterfront closed before her youngest grandchild could go. And the place is a ghost town now, and that leaves the city with a big problem. In ballpark figures, the city says it needs about $300,000 in repairs, or about $125,000 to knock it down, and to do nothing would cost about $43,000 in annual maintenance.
There are a lot of questions that we're going to need to answer.
It's a tough one, says Commissioner Shelley Freeland-Eddy.
Well, over 5 years, if we decide to keep it, we're looking at, several $100,000 to maintain it. But at the same time, we don't want to make a split-second decision, too, and to put money into a property that may later be demolished.
To me, the more prudent, fiscally conservative thing to do.
If it was Dan Lobeck's decision, the head of Control Growth now says rehabilitate it.
Instead of just knocking it down, and my fear would be that it just gets sold to some high-rise developer.
Another mitigating factor, the fact that this building is smack dab within the 42 acres that Bayfront 2020 is looking to redevelop.
What is the motion?
Motion to defer.
In the end, Commissioner Susan Chapman made a motion to delay any decision, and the rest of the commission agreed. So it'll continue to sit vacant, and the city will spend $43,000 a year to maintain it. Meantime, there's a grandmother across the street who hopes, whatever it becomes, she'll be able to take her grandkids to.
Would they put something up for the children of Sarasota?
Ray Collins, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
This morning, also, we have some insight on how a future Sarasota development will look. This week, the city giving its final approval to the billion-dollar Quay development on the Bayfront, not far from Gee Whiz. Here's the artist's rendering from how the project will eventually look in 10 years. The complex will include condos, hotel rooms, stores, and offices. The only commissioner to vote against the project was Commissioner Susan Chapman. And a shopping center off Ringling Boulevard is also getting closer and closer to realization. There's 3 new project proposals hoping to help the struggling plaza being read to the City of Sarasota auditor and the clerk this week in hopes of getting it approved. The proposals include requests for adjustments in zoning, aiming to make the now residential and commercial site able to be used for more mixed-use purposes.
This is just a great victory for the neighborhood. It shows what can happen when residents get together. Instead of having a super Walmart center overwhelming this area, you're going to have a nice mixed-use center with a guarantee that people can walk across the property to get to the park.
For the past several years, the efforts have been made to revitalize the now dying shopping center. At one point, there was talks of a big box store coming to the space, and the community was in heavy opposition to that. The proposal on the table now will create a little for everybody. And a new bike share program is coming to Anna Maria Island. The center of Anna Maria Island, the organizations Beach Bums and the Business Adventure Away have partnered up to create a new way of getting around the island. The new initiative will create 4 bike-sharing hubs where riders can pick up and drop off their bikes, 3 of those on the island and 1 at their rental center on Cortez Road. They hope the new option will help locals stay active outdoors while reducing some of the traffic congestion on the island. And families in Venice should be aware of a few closures in the city throughout the next few weeks. The Children's Interactive Fountain in Centennial Park will be closed next Wednesday, December 14th. And that's because a Florida Power and Light contractor is replacing power poles. The city says the work should only take 1 day to complete, and the fountain will be back open next Thursday. Also in Venice, the city will spend a week repairing sidewalks in the northern area of the city. There will be lane closures at the Esplanade and West Venice Avenue, adjacent to the Venice Beach Pavilion. The repairs will make it more accessible for people with disabilities there. Motorists should expect delays Monday, December 12th through Friday, the 16th. And continuing to strive towards building up the community on the Suncoast, the Salvation Army is maintaining its quality of life program, helping many people go from homeless to housed. ABC 7's Case Flexter has the details.
When Ashley Edwards came to the Salvation Army, she was unemployed and homeless. 3 weeks later, she has a job and is well on her way to getting housing.
If you have a chance to have someone help you help yourself, that makes your quality of life go up.
It's all thanks to the Quality of Life by Choice program that she says removed the everyday stresses of life long enough for her to change her situation.
Oh, I wouldn't have to worry about lights, food, water, the things that make people stress out, and sometimes I would say go backwards and just say, oh, I can't do it, I can't do it.
Put in place 1 year ago, the program provides the homeless with caseworkers and eventually permanent housing. Major Ethan Frizzell says it's different than any other program, avoiding a one-size-fits-all approach.
It allows us to recognize the autonomy of every individual and to dignify their choices in a way that allows them to design their own solutions.
That individualized attention does cost, though. In 2013, a night's stay cost the Salvation Army $12.50. Today, it costs about $35. But Frizzell says it's about a larger shift in mentality from providing temporary shelter to instead providing the resources for long-term solutions and reducing chronic homelessness.
So it's absolutely cheaper on the system. It just has a different investment on the upfront side of helping people into housing, instead of the long-term side of paying for people to be homeless.
Edwards agrees and says it's all about striking a balance between feeling comfortable but driven.
If everybody got to just come stay somewhere and never have to move and never have to do anything, who would move? You know what I mean? So at least they let you feel the comfortability of it, but also tell you there's a time limit to get to your goal.
And while the Salvation Army is helping with housing, Manatee Technical College is striving to help the unemployed this holiday season. The college is hosting a job fair this week, with more than 50 employers representing their companies at the event. Some of those attending will be Goodwill Industries, Longboat Key Club and Resort, the Pittsburgh Pirates, and Sarasota County Government. The Hiring Fest starts tomorrow at 3 and will continue through until 6:30 at night. So for a full list of employers attending, visit our website at mysuncoast.com. Some volunteers in Lakewood Ranch are looking to spread some holiday cheer. Today, they're bringing clothing donations to families of kindergarten students at Daughtry Elementary School. They've also made goodie bags for the kids to take home as well. It's all part of their efforts to help build up the community, starting with students at a very young age. And also starting today in Manatee Village, the entire area will be decorated inside and out to reflect Christmas styles of celebration long ago. You can check out the historical decor all week from 9 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon. Some of the historical sites that will be decked out include the Wiggins General Store, the Stevens Family Home, and the 1860s Courthouse. And as we continue to look at holiday photos sent in to us, we're going to share them with you. Paula sent us in this picture of her tree. She completed it with a bright gold bow and some red garland. Also, Tim sent us this picture of his front lawn. He lined his sidewalk with candy canes and filled the yard with other nice bright arrangements. Nice picture there. We want to know how you are preparing during the most wonderful time of the year, so send us your photos at mysuncoast.com or comment and add them to our Facebook page.
Almost smell the hot chocolate and cinnamon, right?
Yeah, I can't smell candy canes right now. So
got some showers in the forecast for you today.
Don't dampen our parade, John.
What's that?
Don't rain on our parade.
The parade was not rained on.
No,
it was absolutely gorgeous,
yes,
wasn't
it? Was.
Yeah, on Saturday, it was a big event. It was nice. And today, you know, the grass is shouting out for some moisture. Maybe it gets a chance. Getting a little bit of rainfall this afternoon. We'll talk about that in a second.
Also, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, we'll introduce you to a community within a community, a place we call home. And also coming up a little later in the show, good news for people living in the Sunshine State as a new report highlights a drop in crime rates. We'll explain those coming up.
Don't miss the 19th annual Thunder by the Bay Motorcycle Festival, January 5th through the 8th, to benefit Suncoast Charities for Children. This year's festival welcomes special guest Blue Oyster Cult to the premier sports campus at Lakewood Ranch on January 8th at 4 p.m. Admission is free. Festival events include a sporting clay tournament, kickoff party, welcome Thunder event, Cruise for Cash charity motorcycle ride, and a 2-day Rockin' and Ridin' at the Ranch festival featuring vendors, live music, a taste of Thunder area, and more. VIP tickets are available. For tickets and info, visit thunderbythebay.org.
Batteries Plus bulbs keep stacks of batteries for cars, cell phones, watches, plus light bulbs for lamps, can lights, and appliances right on hand. Did I mention we also repair smartphones? Batteries Plus bulbs. Trust the plus. Visit Batteries Plus bulbs today.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner.
After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
Alex Karras Lincoln's holiday sales event is here. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKC Sports Utility for $269 per month, or a 2017 MKZ for $299 per month. We are proud to introduce the newest addition to the Lincoln lineup, the all-new 2017 Lincoln Continental. We have a great selection and ready for immediate delivery. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury, winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Suncoast since 1978. We're located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
They took that stress and that tension when I was particularly feeling very bad after that nasty car accident, and it was such a relief to know that I didn't have to bear that burden alone, that I had help.
Our goal is to not just get a satisfactory settlement on their case. We want them up on their feet, happy again. They've gotten their life back.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
So kind of an active weather day. Things are brewing out there. You can feel the kind of excitement in the air weather-wise because of the gusty winds that are out there. We've had some gusts as high as 30 miles per hour in Sarasota. 16-mile-an-hour current wind at 16 is really bringing up the moisture. You can feel it out there in terms of the humidity. Check it out. Dew point at 73. So it does feel sticky out there. We have a 75-degree air temperature. A lot of cloud cover out there, and you know what? We have a chance of rainfall today, which is something, probably the best chance of rainfall that we have had in weeks. So keep your fingers crossed. We could use a little rainfall around here. There's a way outside chance that a couple of the stronger cells could approach severe limits across the region. Of course, we don't want that. But in terms of the risk of that, it's pretty low today. So I think most of the showers that we get will be in the form of showers and maybe an isolated thunderstorm or two. 74 degrees in Wauchula, 75 in Arcadia, Myakka, Parrish, Bradenton, Lakewood, Ranch, Sarasota, and in Northport as well. 77 in Punta Gorda, 74 in Venice and in Inglewood, and Longboat Key comes in at 73 degrees. So across the state right now, we've got a very active northern peninsula. A lot of big thunderstorms rumbling through parts of Gainesville, Jacksonville, Big Bend region. There have been some rotating cells up there as well. And up until 5 o'clock, there was a tornado watch box issued for much of Georgia and parts of North Florida as well. Nothing for our area, but we do have a possibility of some strong rip currents in our aerial waters today. And small craft absolutely should exercise some caution because of the gusty wind flow. And we'll have that gusty wind throughout the morning hours and into part of the afternoon as well. You kind of make out two lines of showers going through Gulf waters right now. The first line, kind of a prefrontal area of shower and thunderstorm activity that's produced some pretty good lightning pops during the morning hours. They're kind of on the wane right now. A lot of the energy from these storms is lacking to produce anything toward the severe limits, but we do have some pretty good downpours of rain, no doubt about that. And that is one of two lines. The second line back to the west represents actually the cold front, and there's an area of low pressure spinning around with a kind of stalled frontal boundary to the north. If there is any chance of really severe weather with maybe an isolated weak tornado, it would be along that stalled frontal boundary to the north. And then the cold front will probably represent the best chance of getting some gusty winds contained in some of those thunderstorms, maybe even some damaging straight line winds. But the whole area of shower and thunderstorm activity will gradually drift off to the east and usher in some slightly cooler air by tomorrow. Then you see where the snow is. There's another low pressure area there. That one is going to be a significant winter storm for parts of the northern tier, and the cold front from it will be moving through here later in the week, bringing us some big changes in our weather. I mean, you really notice it. It'll really drop our temperatures significantly. So the forecast for us looks pretty good. We're coming in with a daytime high today that'll probably top out in the upper 70s, but as far as the forecast for the end of the week, my computer's frozen here. For the end of the week, we'll probably drop our temperatures about 10 degrees. We'll have that complete forecast for you coming up in a few, Don.
Thank you, John. Taking a look at roadways. Manatee County looking pretty good. There is an accident over in Foxley, but it's in a neighborhood, more or less, not causing any problems right now, so we're not going to worry about it. And actually, Manatee County looking totally good, and so is Sarasota County. So everything is moving along at this point in time with no issues or delays other than that little blip on the screen in Foxley. Like I said, though, it's not on a major roadway. No matter how long you've lived here, there are probably many Suncoast communities you're not familiar with. And ABC7's Linda Carson says the more you know about the neighborhoods around here, the prouder you become of this place we call home.
Residents say La Costa has a special kind of magic.
I firmly believe that living in La Costa adds 10 years to your life because you are mentally active and you are physically active.
Carolyn Farrar and her husband retired here 14 years ago. She loves it.
Because there's so much to do and it's not like I thought retirement would be. I never played tennis before. They offer free lessons here. This is where I learned to play tennis. Now I play on 2 leagues.
She chose La Costa because of the well-kept homes, beautiful landscaping, the safety of the gated community, and the amenities.
We have a very large recreation hall, holds up to 800 people theater style, and several hundred people when we have our parties. We also have a clubhouse. In that clubhouse, we have a library, we have billiard rooms.
And an arts area where Carolyn is learning various arts, including pottery.
I never dreamed we could make the things that we do in pottery.
There are also 2 swimming pools, an exercise facility, a boat launch, and 6 tennis courts. There wasn't much here before La Costa was built in 1977.
Just a lot of palmettos and quite a bit of swamp area and so on. And nothing in this area at all at the time.
There were less than 100 homes when Anthony, now 95, arrived in 1980.
Salespeople were trying very hard to get the word out up north, and they were sending people down, giving them their transportation, airplane transportation, and giving them extra things to get them to come in to the park.
Then in the 90s, the residents took over ownership and La Costa boomed. There are now 1,250 members of La Costa's Activity Association.
They all pay $7 a year to belong to the association, and we run dinner parties, dances every month. We have potluck dinners. We sponsor all the card and game groups around here.
And they sponsor clubs like tennis, golf, bocce, and pickleball. Tim says La Costa is a great place to call home.
And everybody knows each other, they take care of each other, and it's a really close-knit community.
There are 974 homes in La Costa and 1,600 residents. And all that we talk to say there's no better place on earth to call home. Linda Carson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
And still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, forget the way you typically grocery shop. Retailer Amazon is taking it in a new direction. And also national retail going to the dogs, and they're just fine with that. We'll explain about that as well. Stay tuned.
Black Friday's biggest deals are still here. That's right, the Black Friday sales event is going strong at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Come shop the area's largest selection of new Jeep Grand Cherokees. Stop by today and drive away in a brand new Jeep Compass for just $15,999. Or save big on a new Jeep Cherokee starting at just $19,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Christmas Traditions by LuxArt Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by LuxArt Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
Selling your home? Insist on a 3D showcase tour from Gulf Shores Realty. Virtual tours are flat and boring and look more like a slideshow than a tour. A 3D tour from Gulf Shores Realty is like actually walking through the home without the drive. Get instant access to your next home from any device. Multiple views give homebuyers a perspective like no other. For a limited time, mention ABC7 and Gulf Shores Realty will provide a complimentary 3D tour with your new listing.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Welcome back, everyone. It's 5:24, and Amazon is changing up grocery shopping, as we know it anyway. ABC's Diane Macedo and Ryan Smith explain.
In today's Tech Bites, Amazon is putting a high-tech twist on the grocery store.
It's testing a new store in Seattle called Amazon Go, and it has no checkout lines. Instead, the store's wireless network automatically detects and charges customers' cell phones for items as they walk out the door.
Oh, I like it. Easy. Google is bringing the emergency contact form into the mobile age.
The company unveiled a new safety app called Trusted Contacts, which allows you to give certain people you trust your exact location at a moment's notice. And long lines have led to a short supply of Nintendo's NES Classic Edition. The mini version of the original system comes pre-installed with 30 games.
Now, there is one place where you can pick up the system today. Urban Outfitters is selling a limited number of NES Classics, but only online.
Oh, you get to play some Mario Brothers and some Tetris, I'm sure. Those are your Tech Bites.
Have a great day.
Tech Bites, brought to you by Michaels.
This holiday season, make something and make it your own. I'm gonna dream up something big. Because the magic isn't just in what you make,
it's how it makes you feel. And with Michaels, you can make it for less. Shop Michaels today and get 50% off Christmas trees, floral, and decor. So unleash your inner maker and save 50%. Make creativity happen with Michaels. How do you like your coffee?
Ever since I started thinking of my alarm clock as a countdown to chocolate device, started liking mornings a whole lot more. I like it international, and I expect to be delighted.
Just press clean and let Roomba from iRobot help with your everyday messes. Roomba navigates your entire home, cleaning up pet hair and debris for up to 2 hours, which means your floors are always clean. You and Roomba from iRobot, better together.
ABC 7 is the most watched, most trusted news source on the Suncoast, and we owe it all to you, our loyal viewers. Thank you for making us #1.
This holiday season, give the greatest gifts of all, safety and peace of mind. Subaru offers more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. And now during the Subaru Share the Love event, you can lease the most award-winning small SUV on the planet. A new 2017 Subaru Forester for just $209 a month. Or get 0% financing. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today at our new kitchen and bath cabinetry locations.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Holiday scratch-offs are here, and oh, they make great surprises. Imagine the joy they will bring. With over $126 million in prizes, use them for a wreath or a place card for your feast. Attach them, scratch them, and let the magic happen. Holiday scratch-offs. The Florida Lottery has them. Just imagine.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little Sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, President Obama making his way to Tampa today. He's going to address some issues before he leaves office. And President-elect Donald Trump is out on the road as well. He's headed for a series of rallies this week. Plus, the future of the Pulse nightclub may not turn out just as expected. We'll tell you what new decision is keeping the building from being sold to the city.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Welcome back, everyone. Along with John Scalzi, I'm Don Brennan. After a nice long weekend, John, did you enjoy your long weekend?
Oh, it's great. Yeah, had a good time.
Yeah, I'd like to have a really, really long weekend.
Like 3-4 years.
like a retirement weekend.
I hear you.
Yes, but
yeah, it was great, and the weather was pretty nice. It was a little on the warm, sticky side at times, and this morning, boy, it is humid out there.
Yeah, what was yesterday? December 5th, and it was 86 degrees at one point.
It's ridiculous, right?
It was, I don't mind it, but.
Well, that's going to change. That's going to change briefly. Actually, we're going to have, over the course of the next couple of weeks, a series of some pretty potent cold fronts. So if you like the cold weather, we'll have some for you. If you like the warm weather, well, things will warm back up in between those cold fronts.
You just aim to please.
A little something for everyone, Don. That's what I say. Nobody goes without. We're going to make sure spread the weather love around, I say, Yeah, we have some showers and thunderstorms in progress right now. Some pretty big ones up to the north of us with lots of lightning pops. Thunderstorm activity gradually sinking southward down the peninsula kind of ensures us good chances of rainfall today. We have a daytime high that probably tops out in the mid to upper 70s, and it is breezy out there. A river of warm, moist tropical air lifting up from the south with gusts as high as 30 at times. So a complete forecast coming up for you in just a few. Don?
Thank you, John. Suncoast roadways, be careful with those wind drifts because they'll buffet you around in your car and your vehicle. But right now, everything's going well, nothing being buffeted about. No problems in Manatee County, as you see the roads moving nicely and not a lot of volume, nor in Sarasota, so no problems there. Everything is looking good. And topping our news this half hour, President Obama is coming to Tampa today. The president will be in town to give his final speech on counterterrorism strategy. President Obama will also be meeting with active duty service members at MacDill Air Force Base, the home of the U.S. Special Operations Command and U.S. Central Command. He'll also deliver remarks on, like we said, the counterterrorism campaign. And President-elect Donald Trump is taking a break from interviewing candidates for his administration while going to a series of rallies in battleground states. Today he's making a stop in Fayetteville, North Carolina to thank thousands of supporters. ABC's Diane Macedo has the details.
President-elect Donald Trump continues to indicate he might be open to changing his position on climate change, meeting at Trump Tower Monday with former Vice President Al Gore.
I had a lengthy and very productive session with the president-elect. It was a sincere search for areas of common ground.
Gore also praised Ivanka Trump's commitment to a climate policy that makes sense. The president-elect, who has sent mixed signals on the issue, once called it a hoax, but later said he's keeping an open mind.
I found it an extremely interesting conversation and to be continued.
Reports say Trump's children are urging him to seize on the issue as a potentially defining issue for his administration. One of those children, Ivanka, and husband Jared Kushner could be making the move to the nation's capital. Sources tell ABC News that the couple is exploring a possible move, informally looking at homes in the area. Kushner has been a top advisor to Trump as the president-elect continues to work on the transition. And another one-time critic, former Utah governor and ambassador to China, John Huntsman, has been added to the list for a possible Secretary of State.
There's an expanded list. I'm on it. I'm honored and thrilled to be on that list.
The post is an important one as Trump continues to cause controversy on the world stage, upsetting China by talking to the president of Taiwan, something no U.S. president has done in more than 4 decades. Trump is now taking calls from many foreign leaders, but without any briefing from State Department officials.
I would certainly recommend it, but obviously that hasn't happened in a few cases.
Diane Macedo, ABC News, New York.
Also this morning, we're taking a look at what is to come in the future for what remains of the Pulse nightclub in Orlando. The owner of the club now reconsidering giving the property to the city of Orlando. She says she's no longer interested in selling it. Instead, she states that she plans to use the space to create a sanctuary of hope and a welcoming area where people can reflect on those affected by the tragedy.
Going forward, as far as what it will look like structurally, I have no idea, but I intend for all of those people to have input and to help us develop this together, because it truly is their space. It's not just mine now. I do share it with every family and every part of this community, the Latin, the LGBT community, every family member who is affected, as well as just everyone who lives here in Orlando. So it's just something that's going to be collective over a period of time.
The city of Orlando had plans to purchase Pulse for $2.5 million and convert it into a memorial themselves. And even after tragic events like the Pulse nightclub massacre, Florida's crime rate numbers are down from last year. The Florida Department of Law Enforcement's semi-annual uniform crime report shows that overall crime was down between January and July of this year. That's a 3.4% drop compared to the first 6 months of last year. Florida's Department of Juvenile Justice also announced that Florida's crime rate hit a 45-year low in 2015. People becoming more vigilant when it comes to preventing crime this week. They say if you see something, say something. And this week in Arizona, a shopper helped stop what could have been a mass shooting in a grocery store. The man was just running errands at a Walmart shopping center when he saw a woman armed with a gun and immediately alerted store management. The woman, Ebenezer Johnson, actually worked at the store but was armed with a rifle, a box of ammo, a knife, and even a torch.
She truly intended to visit serious harm on her coworkers and anybody else inside the store.
Police believe she hoped to set fire to the building and state that in a letter she left behind said that she was upset at her coworkers because she believes she worked harder than them. Also, investigators in Oakland are still investigating whether there was any criminal involvement in the brutal warehouse fire as the death toll continues to rise. It's at 36 right now. Hundreds showed up for a vigil for the victims, and ABC's Lauren Lister has the story.
This morning, investigators searching for the cause of the deadliest fire in Oakland's history. The devastating blaze turning a Friday night concert at this artist colony into an inferno.
The fire went up really quickly.
Firefighters tell ABC News they believe it started on the first floor in the back of this warehouse, and new details continue to emerge about the treacherous conditions inside. These images showing the rickety staircase leading to the front door, leaving virtually no way out.
You couldn't have more than 2 people on that staircase before it would just fall down, and it was not only dangerous, but it was disgusting.
A building with a long history of violations, complaints about blight and people living there illegally. Now a criminal probe into the tragedy.
The range of charges could be murder all the way to involuntary manslaughter. And until we know what the evidence shows us, there may be other charges if the evidence presents that.
The community Monday night mourning the dozens of victims killed. Most of those identified in their 20s and 30s, one though just 17. Other local teens grappling with the news.
I was able to go with some friends to Oakland, to where it happened. We left some candles, we wrote some messages, and I think that helped a lot.
And this morning, even in the very early hours, people were stopping by a memorial just down the block, leaving flowers, standing in silence, grieving some of the at least 22 victims so far identified. Lauren Lister, ABC News, Oakland.
In Los Angeles, officials are looking to avoid another possible tragedy today. This week, a caller warned them of a potential attack on their metro station. FBI officials say an anonymous phone call came from a male in a foreign country threatening an attack at the Red Line station. Law enforcement officials in Los Angeles were notified but are not sure if the threat is credible, but they're taking it seriously.
This could be real, it could be a hoax, but we must remain calm but vigilant.
Scary. You never know, usually there's never a problem on the train.
The public is being urged to go about business as usual, but LA Mayor Eric Garcetti says to stay alert. And one veteran in Texas is going about his business, but not so usually. When he goes to work at his local Lowe's store, he always brings a friend, a furry little friend that is. After health issues forced Clay Luthi to retire from active military duty, the veteran started to apply for jobs near his home in Texas. When he got an interview, he would not leave his dog, Charlotte, behind. Surprisingly, the store is fine with it and now looks forward to seeing them both every day.
I'm just disabled vet, and I can't stand sitting at home. And he told me, he said, oh, no, absolutely. And he said, we've got service dogs that work all throughout Lowe's.
Charlotte has been by Luthi's side for 10 years. The store says customers love to see them both together. I'm sure it's quite a bond, and as we've seen with Southeastern guide dogs, it's not just for seeing eye dogs, but service dogs that help you recover both mentally and physically.
Absolutely. Oh, that's awesome.
That is
That's
awesome.
great, yeah. I'll shop at Lowe's. We have some pretty decent weather shaping up for you today because we need some rainfall. Hopefully we'll get some, and hopefully without the severe weather threat. We'll talk about that in a few.
Also, new findings could have uncovered where Parkinson's disease has originated in one patient, and you may be surprised with the findings. That's coming up in Health Smart.
It's time to upgrade your favorite news app. Now, ABC7's My Suncoast News app is better than ever with a dynamic brand new design that's faster and easier to use. Stay connected anytime, anywhere with breaking news and weather alerts, video on demand, and live streaming of your Suncoast News. Download our free My Suncoast News app on your mobile device at your app store. ABC7's all-new My Suncoast News app. Just another way we're here for you. Powered by the Eye Associates, providing sight for life.
Black Friday's biggest deals are still here. That's right, the Black Friday sales event is going strong at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Come shop the area's largest selection of new Jeep Wranglers, or check out the stylish new Jeep Renegade, starting at just $16,999. Stop by today and drive away in a brand new Jeep Patriot for just $14,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota today.
Using baby powder or talc may lead to ovarian cancer. $72 million was awarded in a recent talc lawsuit after lawyers found secret internal documents showing that the baby powder manufacturer knew about the link between talcum powder and ovarian cancer for decades, but never told the public. If you were diagnosed with ovarian cancer after using talcum powder on a regular basis, you may qualify for a cash award. Call 800-793-6621. 800-793-6621.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WindGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WindGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner. After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Really breezy out there. We've had some gusts almost to 30 miles per hour. Excuse me, in downtown Sarasota, we've had some 29-mile-an-hour gusts overnight. Right now, south wind coming in at about 16. That narrow jet of southerly wind just sending the moisture our way and pumping up our dew point. Now it's 73. We have an air temperature also kind of warm out there at 75 degrees. So all in all, it feels very sticky, almost summer-like morning out there currently. Normally, our morning temperature would be almost 20 degrees cooler than this. So obviously, we're on a warm streak right now. 74 Wauchula, 75 Arcadia, Mayaca, Parrish, Bradenton, Lakewood Ranch, Northport. 75 in Venice, 74 in Inglewood. Punta Gorda comes in at 77, 73 degrees Longboat Key. Everybody's in the 70s. I mean, it's really warm and sticky. That's fueling the thunderstorm activity located just to our north. We've got an area of low pressure in north central Florida along the Panhandle, lifting off to the north and to the east. We have a cold front back to the west that's going to change our weather just a little bit over the next several days. And we have some pretty good thunderstorm activity in advance of that cold front, producing numerous lightning strikes in parts of North Florida. Now, locally, I think we probably have a better chance of seeing showers than we do thunderstorms, and our severe thunderstorm risk is very small indeed. But the further north you go, the more likely you are to encounter some stronger storms. Some pretty good downpours of rain, too. That's my greatest hope today, is that some of these storms produce some pretty good thunderstorm accumulation totals for us, or shower accumulation totals for us, maybe in excess of an inch. That'd be kind of nice. The low pressure area and the warm front, actually stalled stationary front, will probably be the bullseye for severe weather in the deep south today. That low tracks along that stationary front, dragging this cold front across the state. It'll probably stall out just to our south, so we'll kind of be battling between getting drier air in here and retaining the warm, moist, humid air. We'll probably be just on the line between getting the dry air down and having the warm, muggy air kind of stay in place. But back to the west, there's another area of low pressure with its cold front. That one will scour out all the humidity across our region and bring us some very decidedly cooler air just in time for the weekend. So low number 1 lifts off to the north and to the east, drags that cold front through our area. It kind of stalls out just to our south, bringing some slightly cooler air our way. Then the next front comes our way by the end of the week. That brings some really colder air our way, actually. So today, a windy day, mostly afternoon storms, maybe a thunderstorm or two, a way outside chance of a isolated severe incident. That'll be later in the afternoon, I think, and that would be mostly in the form of some straighter line winds. And then we'll wait for that cooler air to arrive. If you look at where the severe threat is today, it's really from Gainesville north into Jacksonville and back along I-10. Not so much in our area, but the rainfall forecast does have the potential for perhaps 1-inch accumulations in some areas across our region, and that would be really nice. We could use that rainfall. So keep your fingers crossed. Maybe we'll get some of that. Boating weather, not the greatest. The winds are going to be kind of gusty today. Rip current advisories in effect. 15 to 20 this morning, decreasing to 10 to 15 later in the evening. And the forecast calls for a kind of double blast of cooler air. The first one kind of comes tomorrow with a daytime high around 75. Then the next one comes over the weekend with daytime highs in the 60s. We'll warm back up pretty quickly early next week before the next blast of cold air comes our way in about 10 days or so. Back to you.
Thank you, John. Taking a look at Suncoast roadways. Things are starting to heat up a little bit on the roadways, and we'll talk about more about that in a second. But you see 41 headed north as you approach Cortez Road. There's a nice little backup there, but no accidents or delays, just regular traffic. And you head down into Sarasota County, and that is free and clear all the way down into South County. Now, new research is warning the hazard of not getting enough sleep and then driving. According to the AAA Foundation for Traffic Safety, drivers who miss between 1 and 2 hours of recommended sleep nearly double their risk for a crash. 35% of drivers sleep less than the recommended 7 hours, and drowsy driving is blamed for 1 in 5 fatal crashes each year.
Well, they found that if you're on the road and driving and you've only had 4 to 5 hours of sleep in the last 24, you're basically driving drunk. It's equivalent to driving with a 0.08 blood alcohol concentration.
AAA urges drivers to not rely on their bodies to provide warning signs of fatigue and should instead prioritize getting plenty of sleep in their daily schedules. And Parkinson's disease may be caused by or originate in the gut. That's what a new study published in the journal Cell suggests. ABC7's Alex Redmond has the story.
I had the tremor. I had a little bit of weakness on one side, but I was young and I was in fairly good condition. It was hard for them to tell.
55-year-old Jeff Ahrens has Parkinson's disease.
I got correctly diagnosed in the late 90s after 5 years of misdiagnosis.
Aarons incorporates integrative medicine into his healthcare, megadoses of antioxidants, and participates in yoga classes at Parkinson Place in Sarasota.
And I started getting massage, Tai Chi. I was in a study on the effects of how it helps, and it really did help.
Aarons says he also believes bad gut bacteria plays a role in Parkinson's disease.
Trying to eat things that were organic and didn't have pesticides sprayed on them.
Turns out Aarons may be onto something.
The bacteria in our gut have bidirectional signaling with the brain. The brain talks to the gut, and the gut talks to the brain.
Craig Belisi, diagnosed with Parkinson's disease at 43, recalls constant stomach problems in his 30s.
I would take the Prilosec, it's the newest, then take the Prevacid, take this. But meanwhile, it didn't really do anything.
Medications do nothing but alleviate some symptoms for a short period of time.
A study published in the journal Cell finds changing the gut bacteria of mice affects manifestation of Parkinson's disease.
What we know today is that the imbalance of bacteria in the gut can not only contribute to constipation, it can contribute to Parkinson's.
Licensed nutrition counselor Eve Plews of Full Spectrum Health says building a good microbiome in the gut is important.
Overuse of antibiotics is one of the things that has caused us to imbalance that gut flora.
Plews says that we have about 3 pounds of bacteria in our gut. That's good bacteria and some imbalanced. But there are things that you can do to build that good bacteria. Yogurt's not going to do it because that only has millions. But you can get billions with good quality probiotics.
Guaranteed strain probiotics can definitely help to improve the health of the bowel, relieve constipation, and perhaps slow the progression of Parkinson's disease.
For a link to Parkinson Place, just go to mysuncoast.com and click on Health. Reporting in Sarasota, Alex Redmond, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Also still ahead, a rescue for not 1, not 2, but 18 little guys that lost their mom. Here's what's coming up next.
You might feel like there's too many problems in the world, or that, you as a 15-year-old, 16-year-old can't really make a difference.
It's not always about you. It's not just one person. It's a group. It's a team.
Just that simple act is transforming someone else's life.
It's one of the best feelings in the world.
It'll just make you feel so good about yourself.
I'd do anything to convince you just to be a part of this.
I'm Alan Cohn, and evolution in weather prediction. NASA's GOES-R satellite is now in orbit. Find out how it's making meteorology more accurate.
Tonight on ABC7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Being the caregiver for someone you love is truly a blessing. But sometimes you can lose a part of yourself. To be your best, for them and for you, it's important to have time to be able to recharge your batteries. When you call Tidewell Hospice, they can give you a chance to do just that. And with the peace of mind of knowing your loved one is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little Sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter mile north of University Parkway.
They care. They take the time to understand you, take the time to understand your case.
There's no better satisfaction to me than to see a client who is happy because of the job we've done for them.
It's really actually very comforting to know that there's someone that you've heard of and you're getting recommendations about that you can turn to when you have a problem.
I felt like I had a partner in this, and he was going to be by my side.
Now here's what's coming up in our 6 o'clock show. Is President Obama making a stop in Tampa today? It's expected to be his final trip to the area as the president. He'll be at MacDill Air Force Base. A new report put out by the Florida Department of Law Enforcement says crime rates in the state are dropping. And DeSoto Square Mall in Bradenton has been sold. The mall will hold a press conference in the next few days or next few weeks detailing plans for the landmark mall. All right. Well, some law enforcement officers in Fort Lauderdale say one call they got this week was anything but typical. It was about some chirping noises coming from a drain pipe, as you heard. And upon arrival to the scene, they found a bunch of baby ducks. They had fallen into the pipe, were stuck inside.
We took the grate off. I was able to get like 4 of them out, and then the rest hid inside, and we needed the fire department to help us get the other 4.
The officials worked together, and one by one, they got all the little guys out, saving a total of 18 baby chicks. Aww. Yeah, that's unbelievable.
Aren't they cute?
It is. You hear them crying. Remember once when I was a kid, I heard a bunch when I was going to school.
That sounded like a cat.
In a pine tree, it was.
Oh.
It was in a pine tree. There's a whole bunch of kittens way up in a pine tree. Yeah.
How did they do that, I wonder?
I wonder myself. Maybe the mom carried them up to keep them safe and then split the scene.
Some mom.
Yeah, all right. We'll be back with more news coming up. It's 5:56.